Yeah. What's good, yo? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where, as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. Yo, I'm your host for tonight, Pat Scorpio, New England representative. As always, I got my man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Peace. It's your boy AV, Swavy AV, the God, man. I appreciate y'all having me on Ring Gang Radio. We here.
Yes, sir. Salute AV for coming on that show, man. It's an honor. We definitely want to hear from you, hear your story and everything, yo. But yo, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
You know what it is, man. Jesus Shuttleworth, the God, Go Artist, aka LB, Lauderdale Boss. You know what it is. Tunnel Gang in this bitch, ringgangradio.com. In the building Thursday. Shout outs to the Kali. Sample Kings Forever coming soon. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Ring Gang in the house forever and always. And last but certainly not least, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Yo, you already know the fuck it is. We're on top 5 in this bitch. Chicago's own nigga. Run it. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yeah, podcast interview, man. Like I said, we always get in our bag when we get people on the show, man. And AV's been someone that's been talked about internally for a minute. You know what I'm saying? I'm both on the Kali and on in the Ring Gang Radio and everything like that. So yeah, it's finally it was we were finally because we were trying to make this happen for a minute though. But yeah, then again, salute for you for being on your AV. So man, first question, we'll get right into it, man. Tell listeners who you are and where were you born?
All right. For those of y'all who don't know, I'm AV. I go by a lot of different names, man, depending on how you know me, where you know me from. My name is Paul, for those of y'all who don't know. Professionally, that's what my colleagues know me as. But, musically, in the streets, everywhere else, they know me as AV, man. I was born in Fairfax, VA, raised primarily in Northern Virginia. Parents split up kind of young, moved back and forth. My father was military, spent some time in New York and Brooklyn, spent a little bit of time in Detroit. My mother's from Detroit, so a whole lot of family on that side as well, man. But been all over, like Cam saying, paid in full, man. Uptown, downtown, Switzerland. You might, you might catch me anywhere. So any city gang.
So your name AV because you from VA?
No, my name is AV because it stands for a lot of different things, brother. But my first rap name ever, that was my first street name that was given to me was Ave. Avenue. And so during one of my bids, I kind of, I wasn't really feeling the fact that it was just a rap name and everybody knew me as that. It was a street name, but everybody knew me. I got more popularity through rapping, and so they knew me as Avenue, but I wasn't feeling like the name, the way it was stylized, and so I wanted to break it down to something shorter. And so during one of my bids, I got mixed in with the 5%ers, and you know how that go with, a lot of abbreviations, a lot of and this, that, and the third. And so the way I was breaking it down, it broke down to, a la victory or always victorious or anger and violence. It could, it could mean a lot of different things.
Right.
That's where the name come from.
Yeah, the remix.
Yeah, that's what it is, you know what I'm saying? So, AV, so early childhood stories, man, that help mold your perspective on life.
Man, a lot, man. It depends on where, on where you want to take it, man. I come from, what I call a good family. I come from a solid nuclear family. But, like many Black families, became dysfunctional. Father was out of the picture for a while. I don't want to delve too deep into what you'll get from listening to the music anyways. You understand what I'm saying? And so my whole point of doing this pod is not only to shine a spotlight on what y'all brothers is doing, but also on the circumstances that affected me going through what I went through to get to where I'm at. You know what I mean? Because I know I'm not the only one that went through them. You feel me? I'm just speaking as a Black man in general. And so I don't want to give you the whole, the cliche side story. Your dad was out the picture. You feel me? Went to jail, did this, did that, and the third. Right. Like I said, you'll get that in the music. But like a lot of different things molded my worldview, man. Like my father was in the military. My father's from Ghana, from Africa originally.
Oh, okay. See, I'm Nigerian, so so me, you got to battle about this jollof rice show. You know what I'm saying?
Fufu, all that. We doing all that.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is, yo.
We doing all that. You know what I mean? And so
niggas was hurt when Dog Bay lost. So.
Yeah. Hey, look, and I want to say for the record, man, like my mother's from Detroit. You feel me? And so shout out to BMF, Big Meats, all in that's family. That's all love. But at the end of the day, man, like I don't do any of the diaspora wars, like the Black versus the FBA versus the 80. I support all of us, man. And so at the end of the day, man, if you Black, if you got to drop a Black in you and you Black, you come from the diaspora, whether you from Africa, whether you from fucking Kansas, nigga. I don't care. You Black to me. And so at the end of the day, like I was saying, man, my father, he's from Africa. He moved over here. when he became legal and joined the military. You feel me? And so I have a very worldly perspective on things from a very young age. I mean, just on what he passed down to me as far as knowledge wise. And so that in and of itself, and also my mother being from Detroit and with her growing up through the civil rights movement, you feel me? During the Martin Luther King era, the Malcolm X era, I mean, she was 10, 11 years old when they was really trooping through there in the streets. I always had like a really strong pro-black, like kind of militance to me, you feel me? It was just always instilled in me. Not that my mother was militant, but she knew who she was as a black woman. And so just grew up real proud, you feel me? Real proud.
So you had a sense of purpose.
Facts. That's indeed. Like I always felt a duty to not to be the next Malcolm X, but to always, I always felt a kinship with my people, whether or not I showed it on the outside or not. It was always there. To know, like, look, like, black man is your brother. At the end of the day, peace. And so even though I ended up due to trauma, jumping in the streets and doing this and the third, in and out of jail before I learned, finally and got on the right path, seeing and doing things to black men as far as in the streets. You would think that one might got like a degree of self-hate or, we hate our own. And that's not always the case. You feel me?
Right.
And in my instance, it was that what I realized in retrospect is a lot of this shit was just a trauma response. You feel me? And so since we as black men tend to be around other black men, the most, if you bug out, you feel me, or somebody pressed the wrong button and you already have a traumatic history, then you tend to take that out on who's around you. You understand? And so I never had any type of negative, like, look, I hate my fellow black man, but I've done a lot of shit that, if you were to objectively zoom out and look, you would be like, damn, this nigga really, I didn't did it all. You heard? Like, the shit that niggas glorified music that I don't find constructive, that I'm not proud of, like, I got into all of that. And so where I'm at today, what my perspective is today, like I said, like, it formed my worldview at a very young age, but it also continues to inform my worldview. And that I kind of strayed away from, those basic principles, due to that trauma, and then kind of came back around to being like on some, look, this is where we need to be. Because I think at the end of the day, the message that I'm here to spread is that even though one can go through some shit like going to prison or, whatever it is that any black person struggles with, whether man, woman, or child, you can go through what you go through and heal from that trauma, but also you don't have to be labeled as, a criminal, or if you were dropout, you might be labeled a dropout, or, you don't have to deal with those labels that we traditionally have placed on ourselves because we didn't have the knowledge and we didn't have the access, to mental health education, to financial opportunities, to this.
Yeah, but hold on.
This nigga's a scholar. This nigga's Mark Lamar.
No, not even that. Not even trying to be that.
I'm about to say that. If you 35 and your main thing niggas know you of is being a dropout, like god damn, like
yeah. Nah, you got issues. You got other issues. If that's the case.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But
like,
I'm speaking
nothing surpassed that moment.
I'm speaking on a macro scale because we laughing. Yeah. There's real brothers out there that's in them situations. You understand?
Yeah.
Like, I know plenty of motherfuckers from the boardroom, and then I know plenty of motherfuckers from the trenches who's still there, who probably read on the 3rd or 4th grade reading level, but at the same time, them is the motherfuckers that I'm trying to reach. You understand? Like, them is the people that I think. And I don't mean to turn this political so soon. You understand? Because not everybody.
You spitting, bro. So
you spitting, man. Like, that's how it is. That's how it be.
I don't want to push past the questions or push past the music, but ultimately, what I'm getting at is that there's a segment of people out here that need saving. I don't mean saving like salvation. I mean, like, we are under attack. Period. You understand? Just as people, and so it's niggas out there that really don't give a fuck about none of that. You understand? Like, niggas is really just trying to eat, feed their kids, feed their family, make their next dollar, or make their next sale, or bust the next play, or nigga might not even got a house to go to. You heard? But at the end of the day, we'll turn around and shoot you or me. You understand? Just off of survival. You feel me? And so I think that now is the time that everybody be like, we got to put that shit to the side, bro. Like completely. Like just in general, like on general principle, bro. Like, it's too much. We're too much under attack to be attacking ourselves anymore. You know what I mean? Like it sounded good when niggas was under Obama, or when niggas was under Biden, or whoever else niggas was under, and you thought, I mean, this day would never come with the shit that's going on today is going on. You heard? And so I've been on this since before this election, bro. It's just it's something I've always had in me. Like my very first rap group that I formed, I was 18, 19 years old. You know what I mean? And I called it Doom Squad. It was DOOM. I mean, Disciplined Organization of Oppressed Minorities. And based off the music I was releasing, I was able to get them to pop too. It was me and 3 other brothers. You feel me? And so I'm not sure how familiar like y'all those were like artists like Papoose or Saigon, but we was
no,
more.
Of course we hip hop heads.
Yeah,
We close to the college. Of course we know who them niggas is.
All right. So y'all know what type of vibe them niggas was on. Like they was street niggas who actually was still, you know what I mean, balanced enough to give you that positivity or to give you that.
Yeah, like street niggas with a conscience. Like
exactly. Or enough to give you, you know what I mean, the consequences and to tell you what the other side is like and not just glorify it. So we was always on that. You understand? But the way circumstances went, I had Atlantic Records and Universal trying to sign me at 19. I mean, they sat me down and was like, look, we got the deal right here written up. And I told both of them, I'm not signing unless y'all take the whole team. You heard? Like, because that's how loyal I was to my niggas. And at the end of the day, I mean, peace to them brothers. No longer deal with them. One of them, you know why. I ain't gonna speak on it on the pod, but one of them, you know why I shut it. Yeah, no longer deal with them brothers. But the reason why I didn't get signed was because I put the group ahead of myself because I wanted what I was trying to push, which was, you know, being a disciplined organization of oppressed minorities who can identify with the streets, but also give you that balance in hip hop. They wasn't trying to hear that. Like they wanted me for like the street records. They wanted me for the diss I did to Game and Dipset and Lil Wayne back in 06. I did 1 million views on YouTube back then.
Oh yeah, the viral shit. Yeah.
They wanted me for shit like that. You heard? And so since I was so adamant about getting the team signed, they was like, yo, them niggas is trash. We don't want them. So no. You know what I mean? And they basically gave me an ultimatum and I stood on business and ended up, you know what I mean? My career musically ended up not being what it could have been, you know what I mean, because I stood on business for my team and them. And so at the end of the day, I don't regret that decision, especially being that seeing the way that the industry just shook out a lot of niggas. Like I don't think back then I would have even been ready to be, you know what I mean? To go.
I mean, but you could have dropped the St. Lunatics album a little later though, bro. Right. You could have dropped your shit, then said, "All right."
Exactly. But in hindsight, that's one thing. But you know what I mean? Back then, as an 18, 19-year-old, like really, I was out there stepping still. You heard? Like, not to glorify that, but I was.
And then it's the principle of it too. Like I feel you. Like,
exactly. And I ain't
want all of us or not. Like, yeah.
Not just that, but you know, shit breed jealousy and tension whenever it's one person in the group that's popping a little bit more than anybody else. You heard? Exactly. And so I ain't even want to be the catalyst of niggas being like, nigga turn their back on. I'm not going for that. Like we all gonna go, or none of us gonna go. You heard? And so the grand the point I'm trying to make is one of them brothers ended up telling, you know what I mean, or one of my very best friends, who's doing 25 years to this day, who, you know what I mean, will be thankfully coming home in a couple years from now, if not this year. He got a motion in. But this also happens to be one of 50 Cent's very best friends also, like the real 50 Cent, the rapper, the mogul. And so at the end of the day, man, like loyalty will only get you so far. You heard? Loyalty to the wrong things will only get you so far. And so I was loyal to motherfuckers who ultimately wasn't loyal to me. And you know what I mean? I paid the price for it, learned my lesson from it, but ultimately, I don't think I was prepared for the industry at that time anyway, you heard? And so even now, like with the music that I'm releasing now, it's just mostly old tracks from, you know what I mean, in between bids here or there. Like I had Time Machine 2 drop last December on the 20th. If you ain't heard it, go get it. It's on all DSPs right now. But that was basically older music from back in the day, just to lead up to what I'm about to drop in April, which will be my final album. Like I've been done with music as far as mentally for years, you heard? It's been something that I've been transitioning away from. And what I'm releasing now is just mostly passion projects, like shit I've been wanting to say, shit I've been wanting the streets to hear, you understand, for years, whether it be street lessons or whether it be finance lessons, you understand, and or whether it be me pushing the nonprofit that I'm forming right now. I'm trying to incorporate all of that into the music before I fully transition away from not touching the mic at all. You heard? And so that's why the album's called Retirement. But it's also called Retirement because retiring from the mindset that put a lot of brothers, you know what I mean, behind bars or just behind the 8 ball in general in life. You know what I mean? It's something that we all need to start thinking about. There's a lot of street brothers out there that I'm trying to speak to, that I'm trying to reach. And I want them to know, like, nigga, it's if you don't already know, you should have knew before you hopped off the porch. You know what I mean? And so it's not no retirement plan out there when you hop off the porch, you in the street. It's not no 401k. You're not going to be 60 and falling back on those checks. Like, you know what I mean? You're going to be dead or in jail before you even reach that point. And you knew that when your mother told you that, you heard? But, you know what I mean? Niggas still do what they got to do, but end up telling, crying, you know what I mean? Or going out like suckers or just playing themselves out, you know what I mean? And so, and just ending up in not an ideal position in life. And so it take more than just me or one man or anybody in general to fix, you know, the problem as a whole. And so that's why the nonprofit that I'm forming is going to attempt to attack that problem from 7 different angles. I'm saying from several different angles. And whether that be a mental health and wellness angle, you understand? I have people in my inner circle, associates and colleagues that work in the mental health field that are going to be a part of this. And anybody, I'm extending an open invitation. This is for anybody in general.
Yeah, what's the audience? Is it your peers, or are you trying to reach the youth?
The audience
get to that level.
The audience for the music, honestly, bro, is for everybody.
Not for the music, for the nonprofit.
For the nonprofit, bro, is for us. It's for Black people, any and everywhere. It's for us.
All demographics of Black people. What you
all
saying?
demographics,
all
Black
race,
people,
all
the name of the nonprofit, yes.
ages.
It's like home base, man. The name of the nonprofit is BASE. That's BASC. It stands for brothers and sisters everywhere, man. It's simple as that, man. Whether you Haitian, whether you know what I mean, Panamanian and Black, I don't care, bro. You're Black to me. You understand? And so whether you are looking for opportunity to learn more about a trade, whether you are looking to get physically fit, whether you're looking to take self-defense classes, whether you are looking to get finance education, whether you're looking to whether you're coming home from prison and you need some kind of reentry program that's more than what the state is offering you, because I know it's bullshit because I've been there. You heard? No matter what, I want to attack all of these problems from all these angles, because I believe just systemically we have so many different things working against us that it's going to take a team effort. It's going to take not just the village of your peers and your community, not just my nonprofit, but others as well. It's going to take celebrities. It's going to take you understand? It's going to take exactly because we got to be self-sufficient, bro. Like we have to fight back. Like we have to push back, and it doesn't have to be violent, but we have to defend ourselves. Period, because we are under attack. You heard? And so at the end of the day, bro, like that's my main focus. Music, you know what I mean? Like I said, music it's always going to be a passionate thing, but it's for me, it's been something I've been moving away from for the past several years, because I've always been like y'all listen to Banks, so y'all know how Banks is. Like, I mean, he does the shit because he love it and because he's nice. He don't fuck with being on camera. Like I've always been the same way, you heard? And so I've always, even when I was younger trying to get signed, I had the ultimate vision of like, all right, boom, I want to put this message out, but then I want to sit behind the scenes and be the A&R. I want to be the one picking and choosing the talent that's going to get out there and pushing whatever message is going through the airwaves to our people, you heard? Like, and so that's why I really respect Papoose' trajectory, because he started out, you know what I mean? Y'all know where he started out from, and musically, the way his career went, only to bounce back and be at TuneCore now. Like, I think that's fire, you heard? Yeah. And so
some executive shit.
Facts. That's a fact.
Hey, so AV, I got a question too, because so since we're on the music shit, so what was your first experience with hip hop, man? And what made you decide to rap?
This shit gonna sound crazy, man.
I know it's a basic cliche ass question, but
no, it's a good one. It's a good one.
Endless for the answers.
Yeah, it's a good one, and niggas will tell you some goofy shit. But I'm gonna tell you the real, bro. Like, growing up, like my people's always played music. Like it was always music in the house. You feel me? Like whether it be gospel or funk or soul, or I mean, you just always hearing something. And so my mother had like hella tapes, like a big ass tape collection. You feel me? CD collection and all that. And so I would take the tapes sometimes and just listen to them. You heard? I want to say I'm not really well at remembering from like when I was like 3 or 4 years old, but I want to say I was 3 or 4 years old and I heard MC Hammer on a tape. You heard? Mm-hmm. And like just fell in love with it. You know what I mean? Just what he was doing on like the sauce he was putting on what he was saying back then. And I know I sound like a grandpa probably saying this to some of your audience, but you know what I mean, we older, we from that era.
Well, no, Rome's the younger. He's not from this era. Me and LB, we from the era of MC Hammer.
MC Hammer is the first tape you heard. That's fucking crazy.
That's not crazy. If you was listen, I'm an '87 baby. You heard, and so I was in '91. MC was still, this predates NWA and all that. And so I was like, that's what I heard from my mother's side. You heard? I'm talking like that. That's what was on the radio, 89, 90, 91.
And that's facts too. Like,
yeah.
and shout out to
MC Hammer was like everywhere. Like he had to be there. Like,
and the thing is, and niggas play with MC Hammer name, bro.
I
MC
wasn't
Hammer
there.
was a real street nigga who put a lot of people on. He just, you know what I mean?
Yo, that's facts too. Like, one thing about MC Hammer you can't front of. MC Hammer was the real gangster. Like, I remember on Twitter, right? There was a picture of MC Hammer, Big Syke, Suge, Snoop, and Tupac, and some nigga on there said that MC Hammer was out of place, and niggas are like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Nah.
That was at home.
Gangster nigga on that.
Yeah, he was at home, and he was smiling his ass off, like he was the one that had nothing to worry about.
Exactly. But yeah, so that was one of my first experiences, man. But to be honest with you, I used to take my mother tapes like to her. She used to hate it, man. But I used to actually take her tapes, like I'd sneak them away on the slide. And back then you could take like tissue paper and put it in the top of the tape if you wanted.
Hell yeah!
You could dub over the shit. You heard? Yeah. And so I used to, after hearing that, I would hear shit on the radio, and then go in my room with the little tape deck and then throw the shit in there. It might be an MC Hammer tape and dub over it and just listen to myself record it. You know what I mean?
You put tissue on it to do what?
Hey, listen. Hey, look.
Break that down for my man.
Too much ingenuity for these young niggas, man. Like, you gotta explain it. Break it down.
Tissue on it to clean it.
Now, see, look, TikTok would have showed y'all now how to do some shit. You heard?
I'm not that young, nigga.
Man, look, I'm gonna lean into my OG. You heard? Back in my day, and I'm gonna say that again. Back in my day, and yes, I used that quote. You used to have to get ingenuity from yourself. You heard? You couldn't just get on the phone and be like, "Oh, look, niggas show me how I can record a tape off a tape that already got shit on it." You feel me? And so, like, nigga, I just to be honest with you, I was just fucking around one day and I put the shit in there and I learned the mechanism. Like, look, bro, okay, if you put the shit in there, you can record over some shit that's already recorded. You feel me? And that's how this shit started. And to be honest with you, I want to say somebody in I think Lil Fan from MOP got a bar about it, but this was like 98. This was years later. He said I used to stick tissue in the top of a tape just to record Marley Marl.
It's the firing squad. Yeah.
Niggas was actually niggas, and even then, niggas wasn't really up on that unless you was really doing it. But like shit used to spread through word of mouth like that in hip hop. You heard? Like it wasn't like
I listen to that very song today, bro. Like I'm just shit. Like yeah. Oh, what up? Marquis, salute. MC Hammer will beat your ass. Yeah, he will. It dance afterwards. Salute John's daughter. Tissue in the tape of the tape. In the top of the tape, that throwback my G. Salute for real. And from the internet with love, salute. I know that's a nigga from the Cali, but I don't know. You gotta put your handle or something, bro.
Yeah,
like,
put your handle on it. Put a name on it. You heard?
Yeah.
Too,
but salute those. Shout out.
Come on.
But yeah, shout out to MC Hammer. Like I said, though, like I said, the niggas will try to front MC Hammer though. And yes, MC Hammer wasn't a bar spitter like that though. He made hits.
No.
He made hits.
Exactly, and also MC Hammer showed how to have charisma as an artist. You feel me? Because like it's a balance to being an artist. It's mad niggas that just got bars, and then you got mad niggas who just got the charisma, but they ain't talking about shit that don't got bars. Right. You feel me? And so he was able to prosper off his charisma, and you know what I mean, and nigga could dance. Nigga was entertaining. He was an entertainer. You heard, and so back then at 3-4 years old, I wasn't trying to be no gangster nigga. I was listening to fucking music, and that's what I leaned into. You know what I mean, I wanted to be a poet. I wanted to be somebody who could write some shit and make motherfuckers feel it. You feel me, or make motherfuckers move. And so that was my very first experience that I can recall as far as hip hop.
But then with MC Hammer, like, was there anyone else outside that made you decide to rap, or when did you actually decide?
Of course. But I got mad influences growing up, man. To be honest with you, obviously Jay, Nas. I mean the obvious ones, Big, Pac. And then the not so obvious ones, man. Mobb Deep, the Locks. They was real big in my formative years, man. Like, we as men. Especially for those of us who grew up either fatherless for some time or with issues with our fathers. A lot of the times when, I don't know about y'all, but when I was like 10, 11, 12 growing up, you feel what I'm saying, going through shit with my own pops, you could listen to the music sometimes and hip hop, would kind of be there to guide you in certain ways. If depending on the artist that you was listening to, you heard, and that could be for better or for worse, you heard. And so I think honestly, when I was a young teen, a young preteen, you feel me, I allowed hip hop to pull me in a lot of different ways. But for certain, Jay and Nas would probably be the two biggest for me, man. Like, I mean, for different reasons. I mean, for multiple reasons, but they definitely, you know what I mean, helped me to get my pen to where I believe it is right now and shit. And so, and I think that's a lost art. Like, I don't think motherfuckers even care about how ill your pen is no more. Like, niggas,
fucking no.
The concept. You feel me? It is all about just charisma and sauce and swag. Like you can literally swag your way through a whole song.
How good your podcast is. Like, fuck your album, nigga. Yeah. Tell us about the podcast you gonna start, bro. Like, let us hear about that. Like,
exactly. You feel me? And so, go ahead, my fault.
No, I say no, but yeah, you're absolutely right, yo. Yeah, the game changed. Like it ain't a bar game. It's like, hey, it's like, okay, what can you say and how can you actually say it? You know, and it's simple. So like, you know, one of us
the sauciest way possible, yeah, which is borderline sassy, but we're not gonna go there.
Yeah. Or either that or borderline autistic too. But you know, that's I say that shit a lot.
But then now it's like rap is so extra performative now, like. It's always been performative because if you're a real MC, remember MC, master of ceremonies, like you gotta rock the crowd.
Right.
But now it's like the crowd wants you to turn into a fucking drama club or some shit now. Like you gotta oversell everything. Your TikToks gotta be it's like the damn
No, it's not all like that.
To be honest with you, I agree. I mean, it's not all like that, obviously. But
it's not all like that, but a good amount of it is.
Yeah. And I feel, money aside, bro, I feel bad for the artists of this generation, my nigga. Like, even the successful ones, you heard? Because like the shit that y'all got to do just to keep up and just to fucking stay in the news cycle, and like that shit is crazy and it's goofy to me. You heard? And so like,
they don't understand. Like back in the day, niggas literally just only wanted you around for fucking music. You could drop an album and tour, do features and chill,
and
live it up, have videos, and don't have to drop another album until like 2-3 years later.
Because you might be torn off that one album for a whole last year. You heard? Like now you might shit, it's different now. And I don't want to sound too much like an old head, but at the end of the day, like there's always things from back in the day that was a little bit better than now, and then there's innovations that make shit that we had better. And so just like I said, man, with the music shit, I feel bad for like the hoops that niggas gotta hop through now just to get hot or just to stay hot or just to catch the eye of somebody is crazy. And so like if you're like a 15, 16, 17-year-old artist that's really trying to get on, that's the age where I was actually really trying to get on. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. Like it's like a dog and pony show you got to do now. Like bars aside, you feel me? And I just find it crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this for today's generation, they do have easier way of getting their music out there, like to really disseminate across the that's their biggest advantage. Because back in the day, you had to rap to something important, or you had to rap to another rapper or a rapper's weed carrier to try to get a shot.
You had to be like the best in your neighborhood type of shit. You had to really there was certain things you had to do.
Or you had to really be a hustler and your music was your product. You feel me? Like you really had to be a hustler with that shit. Like you might be out literally on the corner somewhere in a random hood, like, here, take this, take that, take it. You know what I'm saying? Like whether you selling it or you just giving it out. Now, like that shit like that don't exist. Street teams don't even exist no more, really. You know what I mean? So, you got a whole social media team, but it's nobody that like you're gonna be in a random drive-through or see a random light post and just catch an artist like a stick on a light post. Like, damn, let me check that artist out. You feel me? Like you're not gonna get shit like that these days.
Yeah, it's crazy because down here, I'll still, when they promote like performances, you'll see that, but that's it. Like I'll see like a random Kodak Black poster on the street light and shit, or Rick Ross or Suki Hana or somebody.
I ain't seen one in a minute.
We do the old fashioned promoting down here, but it works too.
I think it's still fire. I think you should always supplement like the new shit, you feel me, with some old style. Like if you want to be successful, you got to cover all bases. You know what I mean, in my opinion. And so, like I said, my album is called Retirement, man. I'm not out here trying to be a rapper. I'm not out here trying to get on. I have a whole nonprofit that I'm getting off the ground, and I'm literally gonna have my tentacles and everything like Elon, but in a positive manner for Black folks. And so, man, it's just like I said with the music promo, man. I think it's better. I mean, even if you got the 2 million followers on Instagram, I think you should supplement that with having people on the street. I mean, boots on the ground. I mean, passing out this, passing out that. Yes. Because it's always fly to attack shit from those angles, because you might catch the ear of somebody that can really motherfucking put your career in position. You heard by by just, opening yourself to more avenues of promotion.
And everybody not on the internet like that either, too. Like, some people, they just not on the internet like that, looking for music and in tune with shit like that.
I mean, truthfully, that shit sounds wild to me when I hear that, because I'm thinking like self, because because I think me and LB generation, we're probably like the last generation to actually know what the analog life was before like the internet came about. I actually assume that everyone that's like that was born like in the 90s and up grew up with the internet, like seriously. Right. So that's why like it's crazy to me when people say they're not on the internet like that. I'm just like, no fucking way. That's
no. What I mean by that, like, you know how like there's some people still out there who don't have like no Facebook, no IG, no social media. So they're not really just looking at their phone all day, getting memes and all that type of shit. They're like just living life. They're just doing things. Yeah. And it's like they'll still be fans and shit, but it's like you literally got to just put them on the things.
Yeah, you got to catch them when you catch them.
Yeah. And some of those people, they'll be like the diehard fans and shit because they don't have the distractions of the internet and the social media and shit. So when you put them on to something that they fuck with it.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. That's definitely true.
So you always gonna want some fans like that. Like you gonna want some real life street fans who ain't into all the other shit.
Yeah, hopefully those type of fans will exist like maybe 20 years from now and stuff like that. Or depending on like, but like I said, I always assume that technology will kind of kill stuff like that. But like everyone, like pretty much if you have a phone, you have internet on your phone. That's why I always say that like that. That's why it's like I'm pretty sure they're on internet for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's just my mentality though.
You an IT nigga, like, bro, of course. Like,
yeah, of course.
You're the wrong person to get that opinion, like, the ass.
I mean, I work in the industry, so that's why I naturally assume all this shit. So,
I feel you. Like, I feel you, but it's perspective.
Yeah, no, definitely. But AV, so what were some of your life setbacks that got in the way of making music? Because obviously you had the loyalty issue. That was just the one thing with your crew or whatever. Now, was there any other type of issues that was going on as you were making music? That kind of
man. It was a couple times, man. It was a couple things, bro. Like I said, the Atlantic and Universal wanted to sign me. I was 19. This was around 2006 or so. And like I said, fans of my music that already know back then, I've been in and out of jail a couple times. You understand, like. And so I've been to prison twice. I've been in and out of jail more than twice. And so every time that I would end up in jail, you understand, I would make probably the best music of my life. And then when I would get home and record it, you understand, life would get in the way. You understand? It's like when you're trying to build back from recidivism, you understand, music kind of take a back burner. You feel me? And so I'm just, music has always kind of faltered into the background as I just chose life over music. But at several times, I've had albums drop while incarcerated. I've had albums that I've written while incarcerated and dropped, coming home. And so I would say the biggest barrier to my music success was myself, you feel me? But it took me going through what I went through to get to the point where I could accept that and understand, like, listen, a lot of us as Black men aren't as easy on ourselves as we should be. You feel me? Just speaking from a mental health standpoint. And yeah, we laugh and joke about shit, you heard. But I didn't understand that I had, a couple mental health issues. Like I was recently diagnosed with autism and ADHD. You understand? This was literally within
man, my bad about the autistic crack that I made earlier about this.
I don't get offended because I call motherfuckers autistic all the time. You heard? And so I'm saying that as somebody that was recently diagnosed, but like I've always been.
You saying sorry, man?
Yeah, nigga, listen, it's so many autistic niggas in the hood. The thing is, we never focused on mental health. We never had, that grace that a lot of Caucasians were extended with. Because we had niggas was dodging bullets, or you was trying to figure out where your next meal was gonna come from, or your mother was, or your father was, or you understand. So we didn't have the grace to be like, oh yeah, Jamal might got. Such and such. You feel me? Because it was just. We as Black people, we come from a different kind of background. And we didn't have.
We was struggling to deal with the physical problems.
Exactly.
The mental, you was kind of on your own. But the Ghostface two brothers with muscular dystrophy killed me. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
The physical shit was whooping our ass, niggas. So I feel you. The mental shit, exactly. Nigga, you better play some Sega and walk that shit off.
Yeah, but you know, but you go to any hood in America, any hood USA, you got niggas shooting each other, killing each other over nothing, smacking the shit out you, will fly off the handle, and you think that's not some of that's not mental illness, bro? Or like you'll be out of your mind. You know what I mean, to think that we don't suffer from some of the same issues that everybody else does. And so, again, the nonprofit is to bring awareness to us as a people that like, yo, we can suffer from these same things too. And it takes you actually going and doing the work, the self work, or taking the initiative to go get checked out and look into things. Before you can even accept some of your own decisions, you heard. And so in my instance, you feel me? I had already gone through a path of radical self-acceptance like years and years ago. But it wasn't until I was diagnosed with, like I said, both autism and ADHD, and both of them occur on a spectrum. So what you might know as autism and ADHD for somebody that you know might look one way, and in my instance is something completely different. You heard. But once I got diagnosed, it allowed me to finalize, you know what I mean, that acceptance and say like, damn, bro, like, I should have been giving myself grace for this, because when I did that, like, you understand, like I was, you know what I mean, not blaming it on those things, but I never took it into consideration that these things could even be factors in some of the decisions that I made growing up.
Real quick, how many doctors' opinions did you get on them diagnoses?
How many? I'm gonna keep that private, bro, because at the end of the day, like this is all HIPAA information, but I'm gonna just, like I said, I threw that out there just to be open about it. You understand? And then I think we should be able to start a dialogue and discourse about it, but I don't want to get too deep into the details of that. You understand?
I feel you.
Yeah, you know,
listen, look, I'll say this, bro.
Because I'm just saying that because I know doctors throw that shit on niggas too.
I'll say this. Just one of the tests I took was about 5 hours. You understand? Like it was a battery of tests. And it was physical, it was verbal, it was writing, it was reading, it was visual, it was doing shit with your hands, it was a whole lot of shit. You understand? And the doctors that tested me are well respected, very wealthy. Like you got to have some bread to even go to these doctors. Not that means anything. But the doctor's father has also been in the neuropsychology field for like 40 years. You understand? And so, and I got like a ream of papers, like literally this thick. I mean, they told me the results like 2 weeks later because it took that long to get the results back. And when they started reading them off to me, we had a session together, and so. When they read my results to me, I had so much, self-doubt just from shit I went through growing up, that they basically reinstilled a certain kind of confidence in me, like with shit that I already knew. Like I've always been highly intelligent. You heard? I've always been highly perceptive. I've always been able to grasp things easily, whether it be street shit or whether it be like economically or whether it be academically. You feel me? Like it just comes naturally to me. And so when they got to reading off these results, they were like, look, you scored extremely high on in this field, that field, like literally every field that they had for me. And I don't want to brag or boast to myself, but I mean, since you asked a very personal question, I'm gonna give you a very personal answer, even though I didn't want to. But they're reading the results to me and saying like, look, like for your age bracket from 35 to 54-year-olds, like you score above and beyond in every category that we actually rank. Like you're extremely high functioning. You feel me? But the trauma that you went through definitely. And you being autistic and having ADHD, like they both kind of, contributed to each other. And so to answer your question, bro, like I got opinions from a couple doctors. But yeah, man, I want to say for anybody out there who's struggling with anything, bro, like don't be afraid to go out and go reach for help. Cause nigga, when out of all the bids I did, bro, the state didn't help me one bit. You heard? Like they have programs for you to get into, for you to look at. And I can't speak on everybody's situation or everybody's facility, but I mean, this wasn't the first time when I was recently diagnosed. This wasn't the first time I tried to get help. You heard? Niggas tried while being incarcerated, and I mean, the system will play with you. It just, we have a different story than everybody else does when it comes to access.
Nah, we look, bro. We just making sure you just seen a doctor, my nigga. You good? Cause I guess niggas ain't want you to be on no Amanda Seals shit, bro. And you later say, nigga, I was self-diagnosed. Then it's like,
that's what I'm saying. Niggas go to one person
out of here, like, yo,
this
nah.
You ain't even have to say all that. Like, you good, my nigga. Like,
bro,
I'm out for you on that shit, bro. Fuck all that. Like,
the reason why I'm getting there, bro, like, is at the end of the day, like, I'm somebody who, again, prefers to keep his private life private. You heard? But if this was a face-to-face conversation, bro, I'd be telling you the same thing. You heard? Like, I'm not gonna hide a part of myself. If you pry enough, like I'm gonna just give you the raw. You heard? And so that's all that was. You feel me? That's all that was. Like I don't mind giving you the real answer. It's just that I really didn't want to share something like that, being that we live and shit. But at the end of the day, who knows? Somebody watching might be affected by that and might be able to take that and build off that and do something that can help themselves or their kid or somebody that they know. You heard?
I mean, bro, that was a straight gem of advice, bro. Like, honestly, like, I mean, even though it was a prime question, you dropped a lot of gems on there that it was just like, yeah, someone could listen to this and be like, okay, maybe I need to go get this help or whatever, man. So
it's seeing that you have an actual, like, an internal pride. But you're right, though. It is private information, but it's also pride in which you're supposed to have, and just to divulge that information and everything and be a good sport about it, be cool. It that's respect. Like
listen, we in an era now, like, and that's one thing I can say about this new era. Like, we kind of dogged this era out for certain shit, but I really fuck with how this era of people is able to be open about their mental health and shit like that. You heard? Even though you got trash outs and weirdos like Teofimo, you heard, but that's neither here nor there. But I mean, you like in Garcia, but I think it's fire that you could even be open, because back in our days growing up, like we knew cats like rest in peace DMX had issues going on. You feel me? Beyond just drug abuse. You understand? We know who like when our artists or our black celebrities are going through shit, but we can't just put a finger on it. You feel me? And so back then it wasn't even acceptable to be like let's say if you, I'm pretty sure y'all heard recently Ghostface came out and said he's schizophrenic. I mean, he could have came out.
I mean, technically that's what.
Yeah.
He couldn't have said that in 95, 96. He couldn't have said that in 95, 96. You heard? And he probably
he rhymed like it. We knew.
At the end of the day,
you're right, though.
He probably couldn't have felt. At the end of the day, that's a really big thing to come out and acknowledge publicly. You heard? And so, and that's a really tough struggle to have to deal with. And so, even though like Ghostface, one of my top 10 rappers, period, probably, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. You feel me? Like his style is just, and that's a whole nother topic. But I mean, in this day and age, I'm pretty sure he felt a lot more comfortable being that. I mean, mental health has been pushed to the forefront as just something that you can address a little more openly now. You feel me? And so that's one thing I can say about this era that I appreciate, because I think a lot of people's, I mean, careers or artists, whether it be entertainers, whatever, from our era, if they had that opportunity, a lot of shit would have turned out differently for them. You heard?
Yeah, I mean, in that era, like if you had some issues, it was like suppress that and put it in your music. Like Ghostface is one of them.
Facts.
Yeah, and then of course, Old Dirty Bastard too. Same thing. Like know, yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you with as much as I'm revealing in the pod, bro. Like this is my first time ever doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the type of artist that I was. I mean, suppress that and put it in the music. Like I was never one to just openly be like, look, I got stabbed by my pops when I was 11 years old. Like that's what fucked me up. I joined the gang after that. I mean, I wasn't out there telling motherfuckers that and telling them the path I took to get to where I'm at. To where I can now work from home and I work in finance.
We want to hear that on some break beats.
Exactly. So niggas, I can give you that in a clever way, but also make you be like, oh, you know what I mean, and then give you the authenticity behind it as well. But I'm not advocating for, I mean, anybody to live that kind of lifestyle, because I mean, again, like how Jay said, I went through that, so you ain't got to do that. You're right. Hope did that, so hopefully you don't have to go through that. You know what I mean? Like that's the perspective that I have when it comes to, I'm on some each one teach one shit, and I'm not trying to preach to nobody. But the thing is, man, like certain niggas like that's out there doing what they doing right now. I'm talking about right now in the mix. You know what I mean? They don't want to hear from somebody like J. Cole, bro. You know what I mean? Like they just don't. I mean, as much as I respect him as an artist and what he stands for and who he is as a man and a person, like sometimes it takes somebody who looks like you or who can communicate like you or who's actually been through what you're going through. You understand, or can give you them consequences. Like all the OGs I looked up to growing up had been through some shit. Niggas had bread, but they had been through some shit. You heard, and so we don't get that in a lot of today's artists. You know what I mean? And so at the end of the day, man, like I'm just trying to do my part. I mean, in my little corner of the music universe, you understand, and put that energy out there because I think it needs to be had.
Yeah, that's some serious gems, man. You just dropped, man. I was about to ask if you have any more, bro, because like yeah, seriously, like goddamn, like.
Hey, what they do, King P? Salute to the Ring Gang Bros. Salute to AV.
In Karma, I am not ableist, man. That was an honest mistake, bro.
You ableist.
Yeah, fuck it. Nah, we do this. This is why we have I feel like we have the best interview format. Like if you just listen to if anybody got on our podcast, like no matter how famous you are, we would have the same format where you feel like you you don't have to listen to any other interview about that nigga because this interview will give you like the best that person.
Facts.
And I think that's what separates us when it comes like the interviews. It's like you get the random tough questions, you get the vibe, you get to be you.
Yeah,
you get to promote whatever you want.
The crazy shit is, bro. It's a lot of good podcasts out there, bro. But I really respect y'all platform because of what you just said. You heard because it's a lot of platforms out there that's looking to get they trying to get their streams up, and so I mean. A nigga might be like, yo, who the fuck is AV? Like, fuck that. Let's say something crazy to this nigga and see how he reacts. So we can go get some views. You feel me? And so I respect that y'all not really on that. You heard?
I mean, I'm sorry. You could be like that.
I'm gonna keep it a band with you, bro. I would smack the shit out of a nigga like Vlad or Adam 22, bro. I would never even accept on that platform. I wouldn't even go on that platform.
I mean, so excuse me, sir. So AV.
Because of what I stand for as a man, bro, I'm not even going to entertain sitting down across from you and affording you the opportunity to make money off of me. You understand? Especially with me pushing what I'm trying to push. I'm not going on them platforms for you to have me looking crazy and clip it up any kind of way you want. You heard? And I really wish a lot more artists would follow suit, bro, because niggas is really playing themselves out here for a little 10K, 20K. I mean, like what are we talking about? I mean, I understand you need it. You got to feed your family. But, bro, like niggas is really out here. And we perpetuate stereotypes about ourselves by how we play ourselves out in the media. You know what I mean? The media gonna do it to us. We don't gotta add to that and do it ourselves also, bro.
Yeah, like one thing just to add to that, like when what's his name did the interview with Pop Smoke Killer, I just thought that was just super distasteful. Like it's just some things you just don't do, bro.
And see, hip hop. We used to unify behind certain shit. You heard, and like being that, it's all corporate control.
It was like a code or something, man. Yeah. Like
it's all corporate control now, and it's controlled by the streams and shit. So niggas don't really care about shit like that. But back in like you couldn't do no shit like that in 96, 97, or even in 2002, 2000. Like, and you know what I'm getting at. You just couldn't do that as a platformer and as the person who went on there to interview. You couldn't do that back then, bro. You feel me? Like hip hop was different. It was a real love and kinship for certain artists. Like a nigga might really get you out of here just because he's an artist so much, bro. And you decided to platform the person who killed him. You heard? And I'm not advocating.
Like get you at that point.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm not advocating for it. I'm just saying, like, if we used to stand for something as a whole and like have some principles about how we represented our culture and like how we gatekept our culture. Like we use gatekeeping as a bad word, but I mean, at the end of the day, we didn't gatekeep, and that's why hip hop is what it is right now. You heard?
Gatekeeping, all it is just it's standard.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you lose the standard for yourself, then just imagine the standard you lose for everyone else. And like, yeah, you're right, man. Like niggas could not do that shit. Like, imagine the nigga who murdered Big L be an interview back in the day or some shit.
Yeah. Like you just put a target on your back. Like niggas would have been outside. Niggas would have been waiting for you. You know what I mean? And if you thought that you was about to make money off of this and platform it, you might be in the crossfire too. You know what I mean? Like that's how shit used to go back then. And so again, I'm not advocating for violence and shit. It's just like be smart about your brand, bro, and about yourself and your principles as a man. Because a lot of artists do shit that goes like in direct conflict as to what they're supposed to stand for as a person. And I know niggas got a hard time sleeping at night. Like I sleep great, my nigga. You know what I mean? I might not be the most visible artist and shit, but I sleep fucking amazing, my nigga. Like you see the plants behind me, bro. Like I live a peaceful and quiet and calm life now. You understand? Like this is my zen room, my nigga. My blunts is in here. I come in here to read. I do yoga, all that shit. You heard? And so at the end of the day, man, like I mean, I'm not again advocating for nobody to do nothing to none of these fucking goofy culture vultures, but bro, just be a little bit more responsible with your brand, and I mean that for everybody, bro.
That's another thing right there.
I think the problem is a lot of these dudes just don't stand on nothing. Like you don't stand for nothing. You don't stand on nothing. Of course, you're gonna allow this goofy shit. Like honestly, there's a lot of motherfuckers these days. They will align themselves with whoever just to make a buck. And like that's the shit that be pissing me off.
That's a fact.
Yeah, and like I say, like I say, if a person's star is kind of fading or it has faded, they haven't been heard in a while. You know, I know me and LB, we talked about the whole the cat from the Outlaws. You know, after like 30 years, decided to come out of nowhere and start, running his mouth and rapping and dissing people and shit like that. Yeah, I mean, it's
7-minute song.
Yeah,
it's like I got his point though. Like I'm one of these niggas who like I understand. Like I don't like, like you would honestly want a friend like that though. Like I remember you did this. Like you bit this nigga from 96, like here 97, then 99, and then you got the tattoo here like this. Like it. Yeah, if you're like 26 years of that shit, I can understand. Like, God forbid, like niggas.
Yeah.
If I get murdered, I die, whatever. And niggas start doing the boxing songs and shit. Start doing the shit y'all used to know me for, and then niggas just start sharking my whole existence for like the next 5 years. If one of y'all niggas don't say nothing or like, I don't know, I'm about to haunt y'all motherfuckers, cause so I'm not mad at Young Noble for that, but just you could have made it a fucking 4-minute song, 3-minute song, nigga. We ain't need 7 minutes.
Back, so yeah, I mean, like I say, it's the culture now. I mean, it's just like who could pay the most to divulge the most, like, gossip or whatever, like whatever your personal, like but it's disgusting, but it's the shit that kind of it drives views, it drives YouTube, and it makes culture vultures extremely rich, and they're not gonna stop because there's no consequence until there's a consequence.
And again, just to get back to like the retirement thing, man, like I appreciate Nas. Nas made a coalition to kind of get like, retired or older artists, like health insurance or something, like some kind of retirement plan for hip hop artists that are legacy acts that deserve to have, like a union of some sorts. And so I appreciate him doing that. And I think we need a lot more of that in our culture because, again, if we don't stand for something, if we don't take care of our greats, like our greats end up on Vlad or, Art of Dialogue just looking crazy and shit. You understand? Like it's
Keith Murray. Yeah,
there's no reason why legends like that, bro, should be going outside the way they're going outside, my nigga. And it's like, again, it take a nation of all of us. There's too many rich motherfuckers for motherfuckers to be bragging about how much money they getting and niggas is rich, and then you're not really directly funneling it back to your own people. Like it's crazy to me, you heard? Because it's like I'm not trying to stunt on other black folks, you heard? I'm trying to stunt on anybody else. You feel me? And I mean that as a collective. I want us to be able to shine collectively and to be able to stand for something and say, like, look, bro, this is what we bring to the table. And I don't care what y'all stereotypes is. I don't care what y'all, what your perception of black people is. Like, this is what we bring to the table. You understand? Is we don't do enough of that. You feel me? And so that's just where I stand at it with things, man.
Yeah, and top of that, and it's definitely the health insurance thing, because too many of rappers are leaving early. Like, just Irv Gotti just passed away just recently, and he was he's young, and it's because I think he had 2 strokes and diabetes, and then you had like a Bismarck, you have a Five Dog, you have a Sean Price, you have like all these rappers that that should be with us right now, and they leaving us. Health, because we need to definitely prioritize health, because after 50, shit is not a joke anymore. Like you got the late night.
Diabetes is one of the biggest killers in our community.
Yeah,
diabetes kill more people in our community than any gun.
But the crazy part about that is, bro, it's about access, my nigga, because it's no way of this nigga diet is crazy. There's no way Trump can eat cheeseburgers every day at damn near fucking 90 years old and not have already been out of here. And he just eats. He has access to the best medicine and the best doctors. And so, like we've been historically locked out of access to good, good healthcare. You feel me? And so again, it's something that I'm pushing for as well, bro, because the only thing that separates us in a lot of instances is access. You feel me? Like it's no reason why you should be taking care of your health. Just as a person in general, black man, black woman, whoever you is, you should be looking into certain things, especially for your appropriate age group. But I hope that you would love yourself enough to have that access, or to try to get the best access that you can. Because like people dying at 54, like 60 years old, you understand, especially when you've made millions and millions of dollars in the game. It's outrageous. It's a travesty, you heard? And for us not to be doing more about it, as fans, as artists, as I mean, a union of some sorts. Like it's that's crazy too. You feel me? Like we got to support our own. I mean, before we expect, I mean, any kind of pushback on anything that we fighting against right now, we got to support our own.
Nope, facts. So AV, man. So I mean, obviously for your next move, you've mentioned the nonprofit. You mentioned the retirement album coming next year, man. Is there anything else that's on the horizon for you that you're trying to get into?
I got a lot going on, man. You gonna listen? I just want y'all to tune in, man. 420. I'm dropping retirement. Stay tuned on the IG. It's _Swavy. Pardon me. It's _ call me AV. I done had so many IGs now, man. I got some haters now, man. I ain't gonna hold you. And I'm not saying that like, I mean, I got two. It's a couple motherfuckers. I don't have no ops out there. Let me just state this for the record. I ain't got no ops, bro. All my ops have been taken care of, or they just they're not existent. You heard? And so the only people that I got issues with are motherfuckers that just don't like me for whatever reason. You understand? And so with that being said, I just want to tell them a very humble suck my dick. But yeah, I got my IG that I had for 12 years deleted not too long ago. You know what I mean? By one of these goofy motherfuckers. I'm not going to acknowledge them I'm not going to dignify them by saying their name. So yeah, I got the new IG out there. So it's _ call me AV. You'll hear more about the nonprofit as retirement drops, because that's the plan. Is the rollout of the nonprofit is coming on the back of the album. And so like I said, 420, go get that retirement. If you haven't heard, go listen to Time Machine 2. I dropped it on December 20th. It's on all streaming platforms. You can find me. Look me up. It's Swavy A.V. Swavy AV. But yeah, man, I just stay tuned in for that. And as that rollout approaches, I'll be letting everybody know a little bit more about what I got going on.
And just to talk about Time Machine 2, man, because I had a chance to listen to this shit earlier when I was working, man. I was like, yo, you really should have gotten signed, yo, because man, you got some fucking talent, yo.
I appreciate that.
And then the man that was on there that was spinning too. And just very random, that Zach Wilson punchline had me out, because I was just like, that gave me that was a straight stink face. I was just like, and I ran that back a couple times. I was like, okay, this nigga is spitting. Like, that's like, yo, that was a cold punchline. Like,
well, as you can see, man, I'm an avid sports fan, man. I'm an avid boxing fan, man. But sport, we come from that era. It was always a sports punchline. You feel me? Like, and all of my music ain't punchline driven, but some of it, my music is made for it to be accessible to a bunch of different fan bases. You heard? And so for niggas like you and me, like we want to hit bars and punches, I got that. For niggas that want to hear just like a catchy hook, I got that. For niggas that want to hear some melodic shit, I got that. You understand? And so, but nah, I mean, I definitely sports in the sports references, man, I got them shits by the dozen.
Yeah, I always say too, like if a rapper can't spit not one sports punchline, then you might have to look at niggas like that's a side that you side eye that nigga, man, because
it's like a nigga with no mustache. You heard?
Yeah.
Because it's like, damn, like you weren't outside for shit. Like it's like you weren't even outside. Like, you weren't outside for the streets, but you weren't even outside to like play ball or nothing, nigga. Like nothing. Damn.
Yeah,
the fuck he was doing this whole time.
Bullshit.
But speaking since we on sports, man, because we got the Super Bowl coming up on Sunday, bruh. We got the world famous, the great Philadelphia Eagles, and we got the other team, the Kansas City Chiefs, man. So man, what's your prediction, bruh?
I'm listen, man. It's Illuminati, my nigga. The Chiefs is gonna win. You already fucking know it. It's gonna be a great game. It's gonna be a close game. We're gonna fucking exalt Patrick Mahomes, the god of all football, for the next fucking 2-3 years. You understand? Until somebody finally knock him off. Saquon, I'm pretty sure you heard Saquon as a Giants fan. I love Saquon, man. I would love to see him get a ring.
Right.
And so ultimately, like for him, not the Eagles, but for him, I would be happy. But again, I think it's just you're not gonna stop Kansas City, bro. Like you just not. The league saw what happened with Tom Brady's career, and again, like we need another Tom Brady. And so whether it's rigged, whether it's not rigged, like they just talented than a motherfucker, and they've been there before, and they've done it before multiple times, and they whooped y'all before in the Super Bowl. And so it takes a lot. It's like a fighter, you understand? Like if you get beat in a prize fight and you go back for the rematch, like your opponent already got the muscle memory of having whooped your ass before. You feel me? So it's going to be a little bit harder for you to win the next one than it is for him.
Nah, nigga, they only won because Bradbury got a bullshit ass call. Bradbury, Yeah, I'm an Eagles fan.
Is this like a Fulton Figueroa shit?
I'm sorry to hear that, my man. I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, I know it's all good now, but the trophy case is kind of crazy compared to the rest of the rest of the division.
Hey man, we got a Super Bowl, man. That's all that counts. So no more ringless jokes, nigga. We got a Super Bowl in our trophy case, yo. That's the important part, because an Eagles fan, it's a hard life to live next to being a Cowboys and a Raiders fan. Like, that's a hard life to live though. But fuck it, like they ain't the 20. That's not the 2022 team, This is 2024. Like, we taking out Mahomes on Sunday, yo.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm gonna keep the band. You know who the MVP? You know who the MVP of the Eagles is? To be honest with you,
Saquon.
The Eagles is it's fucking Howie Roseman, nigga. Because if it wasn't for Howie Roseman, y'all wouldn't be where y'all at, man. He's been instrumental and excellent at putting y'all's team together. Like his roster building is outrageous.
Yeah, and that's also facts too. Yeah, like
he got too many good players not to be where y'all at. You understand? And so I'm happy for y'all. Not really, but I mean, but you got, it's like y'all got a dream team. You heard? So you should be where you at. And so I don't want to hear no excuses when y'all niggas lose. You feel me? You can invite me back on for the pod because he probably gonna be absent. He probably gonna be crying. You understand? But when y'all lose, mark my words. When y'all lose, run this shit back, run this part right here back and clip it up and send it to Pat.
No, I'm trying to remember too, because when the Eagles lost in the 2022, did I come? I showed up because I do that shit. But
we showed it on you, though.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure one of these niggas might have been talking shit, but I think it might have been like, I think
the one nigga who don't talk, the one nigga who don't watch football was talking shit because you deserved it. Yeah.
Yeah, because niggas is haters. Niggas don't know football what they hate because they don't.
It's either that or when fucking Anthony Joshua lose.
Hey yo, a regular L on Sunday, niggas popping shit. That's a pain. But like losing the Super Bowl, like that's a pain I don't even know, nigga, in my lifetime. You heard? Like we got 40 things in my lifetime.
Nah, because this nigga he be like his whole IG stories be like Eagles this, Eagles. He get in the damn Twitter chat, Eagles. Yeah. Fucking niggas in the damn the live stream chat be arguing with this niggas about his fucking Eagles. Like,
yeah.
And look how he even segued into football. No one else asked you about no fucking football. This nigga, he decided.
Did you not hear me say
Super Bowl?
Did you not hear me say something about the Zach Wilson punchline? Do you know who the fuck that nigga is, bro? I segued.
No, he don't know who Zach Wilson is.
Yeah, exactly. And that was a bar from AV he dropped.
If football was that great, this nigga would have a song called Madden and not fucking 2K.
I'm gonna keep it a band though. You can't fault the nigga for not knowing who Zach Wilson is. He's Zach Wilson, bro.
True though, but that's when he asked how I segued into it. I'm like, I give him props to a punchline that made me do a steak face. That's how I segued into this shit.
That's a fact. I'm full of them.
Yeah, everybody knows Zach Wilson. That nigga quit on his team. Told them niggas they were trash.
Zach Wilson's so ass. He don't even remember he in the league no more.
Damn.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I had to give him props to that one.
They was hyping him as the next Pat Mahomes. That's why I'm saying that. You understand? Like when they try to come, and I'm claiming Pat, even though Pat kind of MAGA, but I mean when they try to compare people to black greatness, you understand? They'll be like, yo, he the next Michael Jordan. He the next. They were saying Zach Wilson was the next Pat Mahomes coming out of fucking BYU or wherever the fuck he went to school.
Get the fuck out of here.
I was like, who the fuck is this nigga, bro? And so I put him in a bar, but I really ain't even want to do that. I was like, niggas probably not even gonna catch this.
But the football nigga did.
For real, I got Colt McCoy in a bar somewhere, nigga. Where is that nigga at?
No bullshit.
Oh shit, but yeah, no, definitely. I mean, other than like I said, the Super Bowl on Sunday, like I said, if they win, hey, man, you're always welcome to come back on the show and to talk shit to me about this football because we're talking right back.
If I take your L, I'll be right back. If not, you ain't gonna see me. I'm gonna keep it a band. Yeah. I'm gonna be ducked off because listen. It's a divisional beef, man. I'm a Giants fan to the death.
Yeah.
Bro, so like, it's just never gonna sit right. And y'all took something that we really loved and cherished in Saquon, and y'all just rubbing it in our face, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And so I'm gonna always root for you to have the most pain and agony out of anybody on Sunday, nigga.
I mean, NFC East. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less, man. It's NFC East. That's how it goes, bro. Like, that's how it's gonna be, though. But now, in terms of quickly, like in boxing, like any upcoming fights you looking forward to, bro? Because you're a boxing fan, like.
Bro, I'm gonna just say this, bro. I'm so mad at Canelo, my nigga. Like, this shit just blew my whole entire the rest of my year as far as boxing is blown that he did what he did and took the other fight. You feel me? Instead of taking the Crawford fight, man. Like I was really looking forward to see that. I really you don't see like generational talents like that jump up and try to take those kind of fights. You know what I mean? As often in this day and age as it used to be. You feel me? And so I was really looking forward to Canelo and Crawford, bro. It's a couple fighters I'm on the lookout for. Listen, bro, I'm to be honest with you, over the past few years, Better Biev is one of my favorite boxers.
Yep.
Loma's let me down over the past several years, man. But between like his come up in 2017 to like 2021 or so, like I was heavy on Loma. I'll still tune in and check his fights out, but I'm not as heavy on him anymore. I think he'll probably win his next one though. Really big into Keyshawn Davis. Really looking for Tank to solidify his legacy against some better competition than Roach.
Facts, say that to all the Tank fans out there that kind of support.
I love Tank. Listen, I fuck with Tank like from a nigga perspective. Like to me, he a dope nigga. Like I peeped several of his interviews. You feel me? And I know a lot of niggas from B-More. You heard, and so it's like, damn, bro. Like, bro, he just remind me of people I've interacted with, and so. And plus, like I fuck with his style. He's a great boxer, but everybody who's anybody that's not just a casual knows that he hasn't always faced the best competition, and so his resume isn't as polished as somebody. You feel me? As say, like a Crawford. You feel me? Like Crawford can make boxers that are equal or just about equal to him look like motherfucking amateurs. You understand? And so until you can get,
he did that like recently though, man. Like that nigga like
man. When did Tank do it? Is what I'm saying. You feel me? And so I think his fight with Roach will probably be his closest test. You feel me? And I'm looking forward to a good fight, man. But I'm really.
Hold on, you really giving Roach a chance like that?
I mean, listen, I'm not the biggest Roach fan. I haven't seen a lot of his fights, but I think he can hang in there with him. And so he got. I want to say he got more than a puncher's chance. I'm not gonna say he got a puncher's chance. I think that's doing him a disservice. You understand? But I think he got as good a chance as anybody that Tank's fought.
Yeah, I think it's just. I respect Roach. I mean, I've seen. I remember I was in the house for Roach's like 6th pro fight. I respect him, but I think, like I said, it's just not the fight right now for Tank because his division is kind of hot. It's hot right now, and Roach is at he's at a different division. He's a champion at different divisions, and there's no real excuse for him to fight Roach. So it's just like.
Exactly. He takes a lot of fights that make me scratch my head, man. So, but I mean, I understand it. You feel me? And like to some degree, I feel like
Lomachenko retired though. He was trying to get that fight.
Yeah, it was.
Man, listen, boxing is political, bro. I don't even know where that stands at as far as like how they
the nigga they had the negotiation. Lomachenko literally retired on some like, yeah, I'm good type shit. Like he didn't want that fade. Like,
to be honest with you, bro, I didn't even catch that dude. And so like I've been off Loba for a little while ever since he lost the fucking T.O., bro. That shit blew me. You understand? Like that shit really blew me. But
I thought he beat Haney though, but I feel you, like, because all he did was just beat up, like he tried to fight all the T.O.'s leftovers after that. It didn't. I thought he lost to Jermaine Ortiz. So
but it's crazy because Loma was hyped. Like 2017, 2018, he was hyped and like that's when I was the most like impressed with him. You understand?
I mean, because he had a run though. He went on a run where he was stopping and making niggas quit though.
Yeah, but he came in old. Like from the amateurs, he came in old, and so his amateur record is fucking crazy. It's like 296 and 2 or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the day, like he came in like he was already damn near in his 30s when he turned pro, and so. For the way that Top Rank and everybody else used to big him up and gas him as the next best thing since sliced bread, like I was disappointed to see him lose the T.O. Like I don't think he had to lose that fight. He just wasn't prepared. You understand? Styles make fights, and T.O. walked the nigga down the whole fucking fight, and Loma couldn't do nothing with him. And ever since then, to be honest, like to me, certain boxers once they get a chink in their armor, you understand? Like it's like they never the same. I mean, and he hasn't really looked the same to me. I mean, ever since he fought T.O.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, truthfully, yeah, I mean, it was probably karma for him, like to lose to T.O. But he shouldn't have not lost to T.O. because he came on in the second half of that fight, and he really made the cards closer than what the judges announced, though. But you know, it was too little, too late. You know, you can't give away that many rounds.
And that's another thing. He's becoming known for that too little, too late shit. You want to pick up rounds, and he did the same thing against your boy
Devin Haney. Yeah.
Facts. You feel me? Too little, too late. 11th round, you want to come out like, nah, man. Like, why are you not? And he's like, he can let his hands go and still be in defensive position at the same time, which is why I don't understand why he doesn't let his shit go more often.
Well, he was more balanced in the Haney fight than he was in the TFE mode.
Exactly. He was caught off guard with the TO fight completely.
Yeah. I think that power had him shook because he fought more like Loman Hopkins or some shit. Like, that's some shit Hopkins would do. Like, hold on, he's a power puncher. Like, let me dance and move around for like 6 rounds until he has the steam off his punches.
Facts.
25% of the audience done left. Niggas is bored. Larry Merchant cracking jokes. All right, fucking now I could land the counter right. Like, nigga.
Man, no, but I feel you though. But I mean, obviously, you know, with Better Beef, you know, he has a fight in a couple of weeks. You know, big card is. You know, and obviously we'll be doing a preview on that probably sometime next week on that. But yeah, you know, like I said,
who you got in that? Fuck that. Who you got in that?
Me? I'm taking Better Bivol over everybody. Hey, even though Bivol really he really him, but I'm taking Better Bivol. Just he's different, bro. To me, he's just different.
He is. I mean, I honestly think because with these type of rematches, that like when a puncher kind of really puts a damage on a box like that, even though he's able to take it. The rematch goes somewhat the same, but there's more. But the boxer takes more punishment, which is Bivol. So that's what I mean. I think Better Beef might possibly stop him this time around, unless Father Time gets him, because he is flexible.
This might be like Zab Cody Spinks too.
Yeah,
because once a nigga know he could hurt you, like that's on his mind once earlier in the fight. Like,
yeah,
facts.
Yeah, he might get on because he's I've seen him do like wrestling in his training and moving around more. I'm like, I'm not sure. Well, I mean, if you think that might help you survive 12 rounds and not get hit or get your hand like getting all of this shit,
Not because if you seen like the first fight, Bivol be blocking and shit, and like, but when some of those punches get through from Better Be, so he'll get hurt and he'll start moving and. He won't do anything, like he won't punch back or nothing. He just trying to move and create space. But to me, it's like you're losing the round when you do that. If I clearly saw you get tagged or hurt, and then you disengage for like fucking 25 seconds, nigga, like that adds up.
Facts.
It does.
And then Bitterbeef was doing that where like there was times where I think it was like 90 seconds would go by and fucking Bivol ain't really do shit.
Yeah.
But niggas just like losing their mind because he fucking lost the fight. Like, bro, like you ain't outboxed shit, nigga. Like,
yeah, but like I said, I mean, I feel like this rematch there'll be a clearer winner this time around. Like, there's not gonna be any bullshit like robbery talking like that. Like, someone's gonna win very clear the next time around, though.
Might see a knockdown.
Facts.
Right.
I might hit him with one of them damn caveman.
There's too much power in the ring, bro. Like, and Better BF because he punched his follow through and like this, even the snap on his jab is insane, bro. Like the power that he has just behind like a very basic jab, and like you'll see him punch through a block and the nigga head still snap back. You understand? Yeah. Like, and so you're not really doing too much with him, bro. Like, and he just different. He's from that side of the planet where them niggas is just bred and built different, bro. And I've been following him for a few years now, man. And I want to say like the first fight of his I saw, he was already 10-0 with 10 knockouts. I was like, nah, he's different. You feel me?
Yeah. Everyone says it. Like even professional fighters, like everyone says he's different. Like that's a different dude is a killer of killers in a hard division. But
Bivol got the tools though. It's just
for sure. He got for sure.
It's just that certain things that he does stylistically won't work against Better Beef. So it's like the win percentage goes down because like Bivol's like a guy like Better Beef, he's a guy you're really supposed to make him miss and you're supposed to like parry or slip, dodge. He's not a guy you're really supposed to block a lot from because he hits way too fucking hard. But this is the thing, Bivol don't move his head. He's not a guy who slips and weaves, and he don't do none of that. So if your only defense is just blocking, a nigga like Beterbiev is going to get you eventually. It's not like Trinidad where he needs a target. Like Beterbiev will just eventually fucking get to you
and break you down. Like that's.
Yeah.
Bivol has the offense, but then Bivol doesn't even move his head on counters.
Mm-hmm.
He's still standing straight up when he counters you. It's not like he's moving to the side countering. So it's like that whole Soviet Union fucking Russian style, his side of it, that boxing stylistically, it just don't work against Beterbiev. Like Bivol would just naturally have to punch harder and just be quicker hands and quicker feet. So he just don't really get in distance of Beterbiev at all.
Mm-hmm.
If he was to beat him now without moving his head.
And
when you really think about it, because he's always in the line of fire with this nigga.
Fact though.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see in a couple of weeks though, and because I
11 round stoppage.
Oh,
better be.
I don't think it lasts that long.
You think about like the 8 rounds.
I think better be at mad from how the last one ended, bro. I think he trying to be more decisive with this shit, man. I don't think it lasts that long.
I can feel that. Cause I think niggas was so surprised that he won a decision.
Mm-hmm.
I think niggas was just like one of those, like, hold on, you supposed to knock motherfuckers out. How you win a decision? Like, nah.
I think he got that Kobe gene in him, or like that Michael gene, where like you just really not satisfied with just, with mediocre. And I think that's mediocre to him. You feel me? I think he wanted to be undeniable, like that he won this fucking fight. And I think he got the tools mentally to do this shit. I think he really built built mentally differently. You understand, to be able to carry it. Like he got the physical tools. You feel me? And I think he's just. I don't think he's satisfied with the last win. And,
but didn't he have like a surgery recently too that year?
Yeah, I think so. On his yeah.
Oh, better on his knee too. Yeah,
on his knee. Not so.
Yeah, so he came in. He came in not 100%, I believe. But I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That nigga might have came in at like 92% or some shit. Because that's one thing. Like Bivol outmaneuvered him on the defense. Like when it came to footwork, and it's like it better be just was like maybe a half step behind that nigga. Like.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he catches up to him, he probably would have knocked him out the first fight one of them times when he was running. Yeah, so if that knee better now, shit, yeah, maybe 8 rounds. Fuck it.
Yeah, no, I definitely can't wait. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, because what I want February to be a fire month, so it can kind of kick off the other months too, with like hopefully more firefights get made. Straight up.
Ortiz, Madrigal.
I got a question for y'all, man. Before we go, how do y'all feel about the involvement of the Saudis and like the influence that they've had on boxing, like just in what's your genuine thoughts on where boxing
you got some episodes to catch up on, nigga.
Yeah, like let's just say me and LB are on the opposite sides of the argument with this. Like,
all right.
I'm for it. He's against it. That's the short summary of it.
All right.
I mean,
I got mixed feelings, so I probably feel both. Yeah, I got mixed feelings on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
if you have mixed feelings, it's just because you're weighing the goods and the bads. Yeah. See, the niggas who are for it, who love it, they only weigh the goods. They ain't weighing y'all taking superstars from their own country and hometown and have them perform in the desert.
No American fights. No chance for the fans to actually see their favorite fighters fight.
Well, let's put it this way. I mean,
you seen the Benavidez interview where a nigga just asked him that, and he was like, "Nah, like I'm gonna start here. Like we sold out the Las Vegas arena. This is that. Like I'm building this up. Like he understood." But boxing fans don't get that. But the goddamn boxer understood.
But in my case too, is like, I mean, I've been to plenty of live fights, so it's not like I'm missing anything.
Courtesy of Ring Gang, nigga. Yeah. Like, of course. The fuck?
Nigga, I pay for my own dime too. Yeah.
I know, bro. I'm saying like you're saying like we don't know you've been the like out of everyone I know in life. I know you probably been to the most fucking boxing fights ever, nigga. Like,
but it also too, I mean, I also complained about how broken the American system. I've mentioned it before, like the American boxing system, like there's so many things that's been wrong with it. So eventually, someone peeped weakness in the game and sold it up, and that was where Turkey came in.
but you don't cheerlead the shit.
But here's the thing too, like if you're making
that's what y'all niggas is doing. Y'all cheerlead this shit.
I'm a fan of the fights that they're able to get made.
Exactly.
That's it.
Now, if Turkey was
like, I'm a fan too, but like not at the expense of American boxing. Like, and look, like case in point, look, Better Be Bivol is one of the best fights that he's put on, and basically, I don't think the promoters were trying to make that happen like they could have. So he made that happen. He had enough money and authority to keep Tyson Fury from fucking off a fight with Usyk. He got 2 fights out of him, and he got the Ngannou fight. So okay, he made that happen. Give him that. He's made some good heavyweight matchups. Give him that. But when you get to shit like, okay, fucking Madrimov and Virgil Ortiz on the same card as fucking Shakur Stevenson and Schofield, that's a Jersey fight that sells out Atlantic City.
Yeah,
you putting that on like a goddamn marathon card in the middle of the fucking Saturday. Like Americans got shit to do, bro. I'm not trying to watch boxing from fucking 11:30 to goddamn 8 at night.
And like, you got a fucking point, yo.
And I have no problem with it. I just sit there and like
see, don't get the fuck out of here, bro. Like niggas, like, and see, and this is the thing. I'm saying this as a nigga who I might be training somebody during that time or doing some other. I'm speaking for niggas who making moves, doing like this nigga, like, dude, AV, yo, real talk.
It's not ideal, bro. It's not ideal. I ain't gonna hold
it. It's not like. The hardcore boxing fans are like the sport's worst enemy sometimes. Because if everybody thought like this nigga, that Turkey Al Sheikh nigga will own the entirety of boxing on some Thanos galactic shit. All his fucking fights would be in the goddamn desert with only the rich niggas, richest niggas and oil tycoons can see.
The thing I don't like about it is if you zoom out on a macro scale, bro, and just to bring it back to like what I'm about, it gives off like that same minstrel show vibe. Is like, you know what I mean, when niggas used to be tap dancing for Whitey and shit, you heard? And so it's just a different face on it. And so I don't want it to become like a thing where all our superstar boxers is now just out here, like he said, in the fucking middle of the desert, you know what I mean? Because niggas got the biggest bag and they just like, yo, we want big up our shit. Not to cut you off, but look, I just want to finish my point, because at the end of the day, the Saudis or you mean the people in Turkey or whoever's behind you mean the uprising of boxing now, they're enriching their own people. You feel me? They're enriching their own countries and shit. So again, I believe we should do the same, bro. You feel me? Like we should do the fucking same. And so that's why again I got mixed feelings on it. I got mixed feelings on a lot of shit, but both of y'all got a point. I mean,
it's a balance, bro. It's a like Better Be Bivol, Turkey, Usyk. Yeah, I mean Tyson Fury, Usyk. There's certain fights, yes, but like, do not put like putting 8 main events on one fucking card in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, you're doing too much. You can't even have that many main
events.
You're
doing too fucking much.
Yeah.
I mean,
dude, like Joseph Parker versus Daniel Dubois is his own fucking main event.
And then at the end of the day,
Floyd, I mean, Stevenson own main event.
Yeah.
The Carlos Adames fucking Shiraz own main event. Look, if you put two of those fights on one card, cool. 3 max, but fucking like 6, like.
Casual fans don't even got to.
John King did this in the 90s, though. He stacked his cards. There was no bullshit.
Well, okay, now look, the difference is the platform. Everybody had access to it. Nobody knows what the fuck of the zone is. Now look, AB, if you did this, who the fuck is who's an American? Okay, look, I'll concede this. I'll concede this. If you kept everything the same and these fights were still in Saudi Arabia, but instead of being the zone, they were showed on Netflix, I would kind of be like, okay, cooler, because at least I know everybody got Netflix or the access to it. Whereas the Zone only has like maybe 300,000 subs in North America.
It's a small base.
The fights don't go viral. They don't trend. They don't buzz. They don't really improve. They don't grow the sport of boxing. Look at today with the fake news with the Canelo Crawford fucking. They was hyping up that fight like it was finalized, signed, sealed, and then now they talking about it's off. Like, nigga, the shit was never on. Like,
this shit was never on.
Like this shit. No one ever did no shit like that before.
Ring Magazine is becoming the National Enquirer of boxing. That shit is disgusting.
Yeah, like look at this bullshit. Like that's the shit y'all championing. Like there's a balance. Like we concede. I can concede some of it, but when you try to buy up all the boxing, make everybody hold themselves out for the bag, to fight in front of like nobody, in front of like in pandemic rooms, fucking eyes wide shut scenes, like that's what y'all trying to fight at.
But
like, yeah, I'm making this amount. Like, get the fuck. I'd rather fight in the gym in goddamn North Dakota than for the bag than way out there, nigga.
This is the reason why we have influencer boxing. This is the reason why Jake Paul is made a leeway in there, because American boxing did it to itself, and it's a negative. You have sideshows now people are looking forward to than actual boxers, because in America, okay, we have Benavidez and Morrell, great fight. What are the pay-per-view buys? They haven't been announced yet. They should have been. We get Tank versus.
Nigga, we just had the fight. Damn,
what are we gonna get? Who's people ask? Who's Lamont Roach? I know Lamont because I'm a hardcore. Does the casual know Lamont Roach? No, they do not. And if I find a casual that does, they bullshit unless they in the DMV area.
No, man, dude, we don't get, bro.
We don't get the type of if we got turkey cards in America like it's the matchmaking, then you have a real good point. But we're not. We're getting it's on the wrong platform. We do get stacked. Yeah, it's on Prime. Yeah, I agree. It's on Prime now on pay-per-view.
No, Prime, dude. Amazon Prime is way better than fucking the Zone.
Amazon Prime,
dog. They're both. Are they paying you?
I pay for both, and they're both behind paywalls. They're not. It's not good. Only Top Rank is on American TV that you can actually go on to flip onto a cable box and actually go there. That's the problem with American boxing. Only Top Rank is still there. PBC got kicked off.
ProBox TV, nigga. That's YouTube. Look, if somebody threw the bag at ProBox TV, they could literally run American boxing.
And I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that.
They got the if someone just pumped money into them niggas' paws and like did the infrastructure like they're expanding now, like now not just doing fights in Florida, we going to Texas. We do New York sometimes, this, that. Yeah, and just get bigger venues.
I'm looking forward to it.
That's all it is. It don't take fucking much.
Yeah,
who's gonna damn siphon off all the swag and all the buzz from America to feed goddamn Saudi Arabia? Like, who the fuck wants to go there? Y'all having vacation giveaways to fucking Saudi Arabia, bro.
And the fans can't really.
If you like to travel,
fan base in America, the niggas ain't got access like that. That's crazy too. Like, for the consumer, it's crazy. If you're a fan from Baltimore and Tank about to fight fucking who knows Shakur Stevenson in Saudi Arabia, and niggas from Jersey and Baltimore can't get over there. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's not good for the fucking.
And that's the tragedy of the Floyd Schofield and Shakur Stevenson fight, because like that's one of the rare fights this era where a fight was talked up internet wise, that shit talked, and it's a fight that organically was created quickly. So I feel like it does a disservice when American audience don't get to see that. It was on an American platform, YouTube and Twitter and all that shit, basically how it got made. Bunch of interviews and niggas shit talking, and to have that buried on another card in Saudi Arabia, in between a bunch of other main events, when that could sell out Atlantic City, it just to me that hurts boxing.
No, you got a point.
Because this could be a star-making event for both guys. Just imagine the build-up to that fight. Look, if that fight was still in Jersey, look how close we are to that fight now, right? No buzz.
Bruh. Shakur fought on Thursday night in America twice, and he got booed out of the fucking building.
Different circumstance. Different circumstance.
Nigga, this is Shakur right now for the shit. Like he's not. I mean, he's
look.
It's not Keyshawn Davis. This nigga gets.
I'm not saying you wrong, bro. All I'm saying is a different circumstance. This would have been a good step into the right direction for Shakur Stevenson, because those fights where that bullshit happened, they weren't organic fights that people asked for, that the fighters asked for, that people were like, oh shit, like this really happened. Like we don't get organic. Look how long we just talked about Better Be Bivol for goddamn 20 minutes, and it took that fight like 5 years to make.
Oh yeah.
Schofield and Shakur Stevenson got talked about for 2 months on the internet, and that shit gets made.
Yeah.
Like America, goddamn, we don't deserve that. I mean, we don't deserve to see that. Like, damn.
Organic fights don't even come in boxing like that. That just happens to be the very rare example of that.
Exactly. I mean, you old enough to remember the Chris Bird and Maurice Harris?
Of course, yeah. Like
build up all that shit, nigga. Like, we like a good, shit talking organic fight, bro. So when we get one, deliver, nigga.
Yeah, but basically, AV, like I said, it's just gonna be. I think this year is gonna really kind of tell us like where boxing is going to go, because Top Rank's contract is up with ESPN, and like we're gonna know for sure where boxing's gonna go for maybe a year or a couple of years.
And remember, they haven't done nothing really for women's boxing too. That Saudi Arabia shit. Think about that.
They have not. That's
so, the one. You think Canelo's done taking real fights? You think Canelo's in his Floyd era?
Nah, this worse than the Floyd ever. This Andre Berto was better than fucking Edgar Berlanga and goddamn Juan Manuel Munguia. I mean, you know what I'm fucking talking
about.
That
might be an insult to Juan Manuel Marquez for calling him.
Yeah, I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah, Jaime Munguia, and then Munguia, you can kind of reason okay. But you can't reason the Berlanga fight.
Yeah, you can't
reason a Jake Paul fight for any if that sign instead of a Crawford fight. I'm not. That's not acceptable. So yeah, Canelo's is planning his exit from boxing.
So basically, he's doing influencer boxing. Like Canelo been doing influencer boxing.
I think it's a signal that his career, like he putting that shit on the shelf. You know what I mean? And he about to lock everybody out, including Benavidez. And you know what I mean? It's a done deal. He's done.
Yeah, he's been fighting since he was 15. Like he's winding down the screen. Especially
because he don't want to lose, man. The nigga acting like a bitch, bro. Like let's just be honest.
They could have stamped out if they had that deal in place already, and they really was never really about to do the fight with Crawford, they could have stamped out that story so like on their own. Like they allowed that shit to fester out. Like at least from what I've seen, they allowed this shit to fester. And so niggas really thought the fight was on. You feel me? And so for them to do that shit to the fans, like I think that shit is corny. First and foremost, and secondly, it's pushing to be ducking Benavidez the way you ducking, and then to take the Jake Paul fight to then further degrade the sport of boxing. With you being who you claim to be in boxing, like you're not even supposed to take that fight, bro. You know what I mean, for the culture. You know what I mean, and so that's again like we need better gatekeepers in boxing too. Like you supposed to be him, my nigga. You know what I mean, and you entertaining Jake Paul. You feel me? And so
like I said, boxing business is it's a strange business. And
it's nasty.
As much as we complain about hip hop not being gate kept, boxing is even more of a wild west than hip hop. So yeah, and that ain't never gonna change.
You could come up in either one like immediately, and you're right because it's not fucking. It's wild west on steroids, nigga.
Yeah,
the Cooking the Dead, Unforgiven. The fucking Black Dynamite, all that shit rolled into one.
Yeah, it's Wild West. It's a soap opera on steroids. It's a lot of different things to a lot of different people. Like
Tombstone.
Yeah.
Posse.
It's a strange sport. We love it, but it's a strange fucking sport. Straight up. But
I'm just ready for double team, tag team boxing because I feel like if you just enter, I'm just trying to make this shit blow up. So when they start like the podcast niggas boxing or like the tag team, because all I know is like Ring Gang will win that shit because like all of us got hands, and like if we do tag team, it's over. Like. And we can literally just have one nigga be like, all right, you just focus on the jab this round. Tag me in for the counter rights. Fuck that. You got a good left hook, so I'm gonna use you for the third round. Like if you, I mean, you may as well just have fun with boxing because the people, Americans love boxing, bro. Like the Netflix proved that with those numbers, man. Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney rematch with them do 100 mil on Netflix.
Tell me I'm lying. I think boxing don't do a good enough job as a platform, just in general, informing casuals of exactly how boxing works. You feel me?
They don't.
So when you got casuals who will watch a Floyd fight and be like, man, that shit boring, and then go watch some nobody MMA niggas and be like, yo, this is amazing. They don't even understand why the Floyd fight is not really boring because they don't understand the parameters of what makes a good boxer. You understand? Right. And so boxing as an institution has to do a better job of like Adam Silver has done with the NBA as far as bringing casuals in, bringing in people to understand what the NBA is about, listening to the NBA players, taking their input, and then changing the culture of the NBA. Like boxing as a whole, you know what I mean, as an institution needs to do that as well if they expect to get viewership up and actually get, you know what I mean, hardcore fans.
Their promotion is out the window right now. This shit's trash.
Exactly. And if not, you're going to keep getting Jake Pauls. You're going to keep getting people that come in and pimp the coach out, just like how they did with the music shit. You feel me? And so it's just, you know what I mean, again,
Jake Paul did try to get back to the culture. I give him that.
A little bit to a degree, but at the same time, bro, like if you really wanted to get back to the culture, you wouldn't have allowed Mike to do what Mike did, bro.
Yeah. See, I give you that. Like, for everything
you already got an L on his record,
brings to the culture, he brings the negative right along with it.
Yeah, and so at the end of the day, you could have took an L for the culture, you know what I'm saying, and allowed Mike to just knock you the fuck out. Like, we all know he really would have did had it not been in the contract not to do so. You feel me? Because you already lost. You got an L on your record. You're not protecting the zero. And so just if you really fuck with the culture and know how hard niggas fuck with Mike, and not just him as a boxer, but his trajectory in life. Like, a lot of niggas never thought Mike would even be here at this age. You feel me? And so for you to play with the nigga like that and allow him to kind of like, I don't want to say tarnish his legacy, but to just even play with the fans the way that y'all play with the fans, I feel like harm the culture in a way. And so again, it's the you pimping out, you feel what I'm saying, what you can pimp out, and then playing on fans that like aspirations and shit like that. Everybody wanted to see Mike knock that nigga out. You feel what I'm saying?
And the way Mike was pulling punches and still defensive,
it was disgusting.
It's like it just looks so scripted. I feel you.
It was disgusting, bro. That shit was. I ain't gonna hold you. I tried to cut it off, but I couldn't because like I was just sad that Mike was doing what he was doing, bro. Like the biting the glove shit. I was like, come on. Like we've all heard about him doing it, but it's not ever been present in a fight to that degree. You feel me? Like it's just not. And so it's like I honestly felt like Mike was uncomfortable even trying to throw the fight the way he was throwing it, and so his nervous tick was all he could do, not to let his fucking hands go. You understand? Like I don't even like that for him. You understand? Because I'm pretty sure him taking a bag, like, yeah, he good. He's already been set for life, but now he extra set for life. But I'm pretty sure internally, I mean, at night, he probably, I don't know how Mike feel about that, you know what I mean, in the aftermath.
Yeah.
Who wants to fight or spar and be?
Man, Mike got the heart of a lion, bro. You think that nigga like doing what he did? I don't think he really like that. I mean, I don't think he give a fuck as much no more. Like, and he made that clear. But at the same time, like internally, like being there in the middle of that ring with all them fans around you on that platform and being who you were and who and who you are now, I'm pretty sure he would have much preferred to walk out the ring with a bag and a W.
Yeah. Because it's like, I appreciate the Serrano Taylor rematch and all that, but I felt like Jake Paul, you could have had a different main event. Like, you didn't have to have a whole Tyson, especially after Tyson had the incident on the airplane. Mm-hmm. I felt like the fight should have just been canceled right then. There's just a lot of shit. So I do agree with you on that. Like,
they should have just pushed it back. But again, it's a money grab, bro. And motherfuckers would rather not give a fuck about Mike's health and his knee and just go for the money play than to put on an even better performance. And, you know what I mean, make shit a little bit more. You know what I mean? Once I saw he had the fucking thing on his knee, I'm like, oh, this is over. You feel what I'm saying? Like, because every boxer know, like, it starts with your feet, bro. Like why are we even in here in the ring right now? You got a whole wrap around your knee. You can't even really move laterally or gather no power, you know what I mean, for your punches and shit. So I already knew what it was once I seen that and seen it come out. Like, I was like, this shit is a farce.
Yeah, no, it's a that shit pissed off a lot of niggas. Pissed me off too. I was just like, because it was trash. Yeah. It just wasn't good viewing at all, especially for 6 million people that were watching the shit. So it's, you know,
I just hate when they play in our faces. You heard? Like, I hate that about anything in Hollywood or any, like, whether it's music or sports. I hate when they just play in our face like that, bro. Like, everybody knew it was a cash grab. We just ain't know it was gonna look that ugly.
Yeah. Because it's like we was able to digest the Roy Jones and Tyson shit because they on the same level, and it was one of those. We know nobody's really gonna get too hurt.
Yeah, it's like a versus battle or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but this shit is like, yo, young ass Jake Paul, Tyson. It's like, and then like Jake Paul was really trying too. Like, wait.
But yeah, for sure. It was a couple times where I saw him, like, he really was trying to put his all on a couple punches he was throwing. You feel me?
Yeah.
But he just we all know who he is, you know what I mean? And so Mike, still for his age, had the instincts to, you know what I mean, still managed to be out of range for most of those punches. You understand? Just because he knows how to position himself, even with the shit on his knee. And so it was just, and that I thought was ugly too, to even see, like, you really trying to put some mustard on your punches. I mean, fighting Mike and he's injured, bro. Like, that shit goofy to me. I mean, I ain't like that.
Then the brother at the end was like, "I'll fucking kill you." What he said, some shit was crazy.
And to be honest with you, bro, a lot of motherfuckers don't pay attention to the post fight enough, and that shit for me can make or break like how I feel about a fighter. And that's why I don't fuck with T.O. You know what I mean? Like, T.O. say a lot of goofy shit out of his fucking mouth that'll make you know what I mean? That and whether it be along racial lines or whether he just say a lot of goofy shit, you heard. So I don't give a fuck if he a goddamn heavyweight champion and he go up in weight and become I'll tell the nigga to his face. Like, that's like, if I don't fuck with you as a man, bro, I don't fuck with you, period, bro. And I don't fuck with that, like, you calling niggas monkeys and this and the third. I mean, and so yeah, after the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight, they got up there and it was dog whistling the MAGA and doing a bunch of goofy shit, like, yo, we in the era of truth and no. And so that is why I didn't appreciate Mike taking that fight and taking that L the way he took it, because really it's about the win. It's about them getting the win, and then all that goofy shit they're gonna say and promoting the post fight, like, that shit sting. That's the shit that sting. You heard?
You see what they did with the Floyd fight, like, it's like, bro, you're like 185 pounds, like, it's just like, if Floyd hurts you and damn near had you out on your feet, if Floyd literally is like holding you up
like a baby.
Also, like, I just like, come on, bro, like,
see him talking to him too, like,
it's like how nigga talk you through a knockout from holding you up,
bitch ass,
and he's older than you and smaller than you, like, you know how emasculating that shit is. But
like Tyson, and the thing I really disliked about the post fight is Tyson is notoriously and historically the type of nigga who has been able or been known to fly off the handle at any given fucking thing. So it's really just a testament to like his growth that he didn't. You know what I mean? Because again, the biting the gloves thing I felt was like a trauma response. He really couldn't deal with the fact he got to throw this fight. And so after that, to say all this little dog whistling kind of racial MAGA shit after the fight, and then to tell that man you'll kill him, even if you doing it for show, for the nigga to not just wig out and black on your, you know what I mean? Like, that's not a restraint, bro. Like, why would you even play with Mike like that? Like, the man's a legend, bro. I mean, and so even like the fight's over with, it's no need to put that extra sauce on it. Like, you done made your bag, but you still got a fan base that you're trying to cater to and entertain. And you know, a lot of these motherfuckers is just stone cold racist. And so, I mean, I don't fuck with the way you play in our face about shit like that either. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna cater to somebody, go ahead and cater to them.
But no extra shit. Like, I feel
you on the back of one of our legends, bro. Like, you feel me? And so Mike, honestly, like, I felt like at the end of the day, and I'll never say this to the nigga face, but that was a sucker move by Mike to even allow itself to be played out like that. I mean, I'll take it back if the nigga pressed me on it, though. I ain't gonna hold you.
I mean, most people would, you know what I'm saying? That's why, you know, that, I mean, but yeah, like I said, Jake Paul is like, I mean, Jake Paul's, I mean, yeah, like LB said, he's giving back to boxing. Like, he has a promotion. He runs his shows.
Put more eyes on it as well.
Yeah.
He has little charities and he does shit like but it's like for every 2 steps he take in the positive direction, he takes one step in the negative direction with other shit. Like, you know, like
I think he knows that. I think he knows that we'll be on his ass if he played too much, and so he try to play both sides of the fence so that.
Thank you.
Let me come over here.
He even does it with MMA.
Listen, it's just a different type of colonization. It's more diplomatic. That's all it is. I mean,
because he'll toe the line sometimes, like the shit he was saying about MMA. I was watching the what's the combat podcast, the combat show. You know them Showtime niggas that they got their podcast now. And the shit that Jake Paul was saying in some interview talking about like the UFC is basically like a shittier version of boxing. It's like kickboxing, like everybody got good takedown defense, so they just throwing hands and it's like hit or miss. Like he offended them.
Honestly, I don't know. Bare knuckle boxing and UFC is similar to me, nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Shit is similar.
Yeah,
like
the same small gloves.
It's just stand up, small gloves, and then the first person to fall, you just jump on them. That's it.
And that's how I was looking because their whole point was, well, yeah, I mean, fighters are getting more adept to takedown defenses and takedowns, so it was forcing more guys to stand up. So more guys are becoming more skillful and da-da-da-da-da. And like, I get it, but then it's like, it don't even look all that good either. Like,
yes, like the best boxer in MMA couldn't hold a candle to most average boxers that are professionals. You feel me? And so I don't like the way you degrade boxing when you act as if it's just like people act as though it's not a whole martial art in and of itself.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, that's something we've talked about for years on here. Like
boxing is a fucking martial art. It's like the oldest martial art. Like boxing and wrestling, like the two oldest martial. Like it was in the fucking Olympics, nigga. Like, but someone can tell you some Juan Fine Ho Lee whatever shit. In a Shaolin temple is some illa shit, like nigga.
And if you ever trained in either or both, like those are the two hardest sports to train in physically. That's like of all combat sports, boxing and wrestling, you have to be in top condition to be really good. And
that's why they have to have the weight divisions, like, because niggas weren't doing that in them damn karate tournaments and shit like that. Like niggas are just belts and shit. Like,
and we respect the martial arts. Like me and LB are hardcore martial arts, but in terms of training, like I've trained in martial arts, but boxing was easily the hardest sport I ever trained in. Like, and I played soccer too, so it's like boxing is not a joke, in terms of like physical conditioning. And wrestling, I've seen wrestling training, like wrestling conditioning is off the chain. Like that's why some of them are damn near crippled by the time they're done doing competitive wrestling. Like it's brutal, but those are hard sports to be good in. Like
like Jake Paul touched the nerve with them MMA niggas. That's all it was, bro. Like, that's it. Because when you really look at it, like with boxing, you see some type of skill, like with the hands, where it's like the MMA, you'll see like a basic shit that if you seen it in boxing, you wouldn't even blink because it's something normal. But if you see them niggas block a punch and then counter,
they throw one,
like, oh my god,
and they're like, oh my god,
like he's a striker. He's a striker.
Yeah,
he's a striker. And he'll do some shit where, like, you could parry and counter with the same hand. Like, you could do that naturally, just like. You'll see niggas like lower level niggas do that shit. Motherfucker. One of these Max Calloway or whatever them niggas do that shit, motherfucker just like look at this, look at the brutal science behind it.
Yeah,
like nigga.
And I still remember too, even like the best example of that would be the Holly Holm Ronda Rousey. Holly used straight up boxing and then knocked her out with a kick though. But it was boxing that was whooping her ass. Like,
but everybody just be like the kick. I'm like, nigga, like like it's like you focus on the last move and not everything that got there.
Yeah, that set it up.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, geez, like y'all niggas, but so I see how Jake Paul do need to shit on MMA sometimes and in the UFC, so I get it. But yeah, like I don't rock with a lot of that extra shit. Like I agree with AV. Like he kind of trolls and he can't go too far.
Yeah.
And then Tyson Fury with his dumb ass, he damn struggled with Ngannou, so so it's like you needed Jake Paul and Joshua to kind of set things back. So I get it.
Yeah.
Cause he like Tyson Fury like really made boxing look bad to them niggas.
Yeah, like really bad. Like I mean,
Sure.
look,
as much as I wanted Ngannou to win, like after that first knockdown, I was like, holy shit, he about to make boxing look so bad, bro. Like all this shit they be talking about boxing, like niggas gonna think it's true now. You feel me? Because he just came.
Yeah, like I was super conflicted. Like I thought Ngannou still won. Like he got robbed.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It's like, damn, like
that shouldn't even be like Creed 3 just came out earlier in the year, and we're thinking like, there's no way Creed 3 shit can ever happen in boxing. Proves us fucking wrong. Like,
we literally talked about that. Like, yo, that's just super unrealistic because nobody could just get out of prison and just get a fight and this, that, and they could have. And what happens?
Yeah, yeah. Boxing,
you literally fight for the undisputed, like the heavyweight champion. Like, come on, man.
Boxing, the theater of the fucking unexpected, the Wild Wild West, and everything, bro. Like I said, we watched that shit, yo. But it's starting to get a little late. So I know, AV, I know you probably have shit to do, But again, I'd like to say, thank you for coming on the show, for dropping the gems and everything like that. Your story. Talking sports with us, even though you're a Giants fan, and and then you think
they be sitting on the Giants, bro. Like,
look, when we get Shador, I'll take Cam Ward. I don't care. Either y'all fuck, the whole league is fucked now. You know what I mean? He was a quarterback. Don't let it be a brother. You know what I mean?
Well, we'll see about that. You know what I'm saying? But for right now, the Eagles still run shit in the division and everywhere else.
Until Sunday.
Well, we'll see about that.
Until Sunday. Hey, look, after Sunday, it's old news. You heard? This is bad.
All right, I'm not gonna talk too more shit until Sunday. I'm gonna tag you in all types.
I mean, unless you Terrence Crawford and you're gonna do a whole year of victory lap, maybe I don't know.
Yeah, there's gonna be some victory lap. Trust if the Eagles win. Don't you? And Avi's gonna get tagged in my personal tweets. Trust.
No doubt, man. I appreciate y'all for having me, man. Salute to y'all, man. Keep doing what the fuck y'all doing.
Tell them when the album drop again, my nigga.
Go get the album. It's called Retirement. It's dropping 4/20 of this year. Go follow the IG. It's _ call me AV. I'm the founder of BASE, BASE, brothers and sisters everywhere. And peace to all y'all.
Peace, yo. So yeah, for myself, Pat Scorpio doing representative for LB Shuttleworth, the God, the GOAT artist, for King P Bodega B, for Rome Top 5, and of course for our guests, certainly not least, AV, this has been another wonderful episode of Real Talk podcast interviews. We got the hottest interviews out there. And as always, man, we got that's that real shit, man. If we got it, we will talk about it. So until next time, peace.